Hello, everyone. This is Maria from mariascraftingcorner.com. Welcome to another Paper Pumpkin Kit alternative. I hope things are okay because all of a sudden my YouTube was supposed to be at 6 and somehow it's showing another thing. So hopefully I'm connected. Um, let's see what that goes and looks like. Okay, seems like I am there. Good news. I can see myself in the computer. That's always a great relief. Oh my goodness. Hi, Rosie. Hi, Nancy. How are you guys doing? Nancy, that sounds so much fun having baby squirrels. That's so cute. Hi, Elizabeth. Hi, Adrian. I hope you guys are doing okay today. So, a couple of things I want to say. The first one is a storm is just rolling in, like it's starting to thunder. And, oh, thank you, Elizabeth. And all the craziness. So hopefully it does not affect my internet and it does not affect the streaming and all that good stuff. Let's cross our fingers. So just in case, if we lost each other, then I'll try to reconnect, but I don't know how that's going to look like. Hi, Suze. How are you? I am glad you guys are here today. Okay, so a couple of quick announcements. Today is the last day to subscribe to the starter kit special and get $82 worth of free product on top of the previous $25. So I'm just going to say it right. It is a wonderful, I think it is a wonderful option. If I could, I would like sign up again. It's just sad that they don't allow us to do that. But don't hesitate. If you have any questions, guys, let me know. My little group is called the Messy Crafters. I obviously don't have a very big group. It's you know it's too crazy. I would love to have a bigger group and invest more time in stamping up, but it is what it is, guys. Hello, Marva. Hello, hi, Nancy. I'm just looking at your um at your comment that any storm knocks. Yeah, it's not being crazy weather here, but it sure is rolling in. So anyways, guys, if you have any questions, let me know. I would love to have you in my little team. It's very personalized since there's just a few of us, but it's a lot of fun. Hello, Miss Judy. How are you? I am so glad you're here today. um Actually, I received your text and I have to text you back, but my response is going to be on the long side. So we'll chat. The other thing I want to remind you guys is that this is our coming Paper Pumpkin Kit, and that's called Life is Sweet. It just has an emphasis on the ink colors, and it always happens in May after the annual catalog comes out. It always happens. We have an ink color kit, and I think it's just going to be very, very beautiful. Lastly, I want to remind you guys that coming June 5th, we have a set of new online exclusives for demonstrators in the pre-ordering. If I'm not mistaken, it's only for demonstrators, but I saw them, guys, and they are so beautiful. Holiday, kind of like generalized holiday, including Halloween, although that's kind of not a holiday, but Thanksgiving and Christmas, and beautiful paper. So all that is coming in June, as well as a 10% discount on top of your 10% when you buy bundles. So I am making my list and checking it twice, and it's not even Christmas. I am really excited about that because there have been a couple of stamp sets that I have not gotten because I was thinking, oh no, I have a lot and whatever, but I may indulge. So we'll see how that goes, guys. But don't forget, it will be a 20% for your bundles of dice and stamp sets. So I will be very excited. I am very excited about that. Hi, Ida. How are you? Okay, guys, I am going to go to my crafting. No, before I go to the crafting table, actually, let me show you what we're doing because I have no clue. Is this is kind of a pop up? Not kinda. That's some. This is a pop up. And I just, not just, I saw this a while back. I really like the option. I have no clue how it's called, except it's probably pop up because it says pop up card. And I'm assuming, pop up card. So let me show you guys here real quick. So I got this inspiration from, yes, Pinterest. And this is the I guess it's the Netherlands. So this is the lady. This is the place I got it from. It's called Hobby Vision, and it's been old, as you guys can see. It's from 2019. But this is the pop up we're doing today. Um, hopefully, hopefully we managed to do that. Let me just start with that. But look how beautiful. I have to say, I like all vintage things. So I can't wait to make something like this differently, like with some of other vintage stuff. But this is the card that we're doing. All the measurements are in here in centimeters. So to my friends that use centimeters, here is the option, and I will link in the description box later on the measurements. I mean, we'll link her website. So if you work in centimeters, you can actually get them. Okay. Now let me come back. Let's go to the crafting table. Phew, I made it, guys. So that's the card. It's a beautiful card. It's a simple card. I've not made it. So we're going to kind of learn together, and hopefully what I think is going to happen is actually going to happen. So let's cross our fingers. So the card explains, or the website explains, that you need two pieces of what ends up being a one. Whoops. Well, first of all, the card is 6 by 6. We're not going to do that, guys, because I'm not going to do that. But it needs a piece, and I cut two pieces of 1 1/4 by 5 1/2, and we're going to score this piece at 1 1/4. Right there it is. Nope, that was 1 1/2. I'm glad I'm paying attention, guys. So 1 1/4, 2 1/2. So we're going in 1 1/4 increments. Hello, Renee, how are you? Then 3 3/4. And then, hi Ann, how are you? How are you feeling? And then finally 5, okay? So we're gonna have two boxes, so that's what's gonna end up happening, two boxes. And this last flap, that half inch is gonna be our flap. So this is, we need two of them. Sorry, guys. And I'm going to say this again. These are 1 1/4 by 5 1/2. All those measurements are going to be below. We're going to need just one piece of cardstock in our regular measurement. Sorry, 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, and it's scored at 4 1/4. Just a regular. So what I'm going to bring right now is my bone folder. We're going to fold all these and crease or these fold in these score lines. It's nice to see you too, Miss Anne. Oh, so Belinda is saying that they're going to their granddaughter's dance event. That go and have a lot of fun. That sounds so beautiful. So go have fun. And we're going to score these. It's not score. We're going to fold these all mountain, right? Well, I guess it depends. Like if you're looking at this way, it could be all mountain. But if you're seeing it this way, it could be all valley, guys. Bottom line, we're gonna fold them onto themselves, right? Until we fold that that little box. So let's go ahead and really crease those folds. And okay, I got one. Almost done, guys. And I got the other one. Okay, there we go. And the other one. One last one. Okay, so this is what we're going to call the mechanism. It's very simple. You'll see. Okay, let me rephrase this. It seems very simple, and I really want to state that I've not done this card previously. So let's cross finger, guys. Let's cross fingers. I'm going to bring my tear and tape, and we're going to go ahead and put two pieces here on the flaps, and then we're going to close them. Okay, and rename my take your pick. I cannot live with this without this thing, guys. I don't know. Have you ever wondered like how did I do it before I found this tool? Right? This is one of those tools that I am in love with it. You know which other? It's not a crafting tool, but I don't know, 4 years ago, 4.5 years ago, somewhere along those lines, a little bit before the pandemic. So yeah, like 4.5 years ago, I got a pressure cooker, an electric pressure cooker from this one is from Pamper Chef, and I use it almost every day. Okay, maybe every other day, or every 2 days or something like that. So bottom line, every week that thing is on, and I use it to make rice. I use it to make beans. I don't know how I lived without it before. It's one of those things. Okay, all I'm gonna do, guys, is I'm folding. I am folding my here on the second. So here's our first score line, right, where that flap is. So I'm folding on that second score line, and then I'm just gonna close this, and you now have your little square box. Okay, and we're gonna do the same thing. So again, folding on that second score line where the flap is, and then we just fold back the other side, and now you have two little squares, and these little squares we are going to glue together. That's what I've seen. So again, guys, you'll have to give me grace here today, because I saw this. I've not worked with it. I have not, what would be the right word? I have not worked all the kinks and details of it. So I am just really hoping that what I am seeing and I am understanding is what's really happening. Um, and that means just welcome to my world. Welcome to my world, because this is exactly how I craft. I just practice and make templates and stuff, and I did not have time to do that. But I really wanted to do something cool today, because just making sure I know where this goes. So it seems to me that these, let me see, guys. Sorry. Seems like these needs to go like that. Okay, we're working, guys. We're working. So let's go ahead and take off our backings. And then we are going to adhere these. So from what I'm looking in the picture, oops, okay, let me focus on this 1 second. So this is it, right? So the hollow area of our boxes, it's what's going to be on top of, I think. I'm making sure of what I'm saying, guys. No matter what, it seems like these go together like this. And then these, okay, this is how this needs to fold. So is actually one of these areas that needs to go on top, because this is what the mechanism will look like to close. Okay, so now we have the mechanism. Now let's hope it works. It may be, and actually I'm just thinking about it. Where did I put my card base? Let me do this 1 second. So this will go here in the middle. Middle. I'm just trying to see if it's going to be too long. No, it seems like it's going to be okay. Okay, so best case scenario, we got the right measurements for this. It may be that this is a tiny bit too big, and we may need to do them later. Let's go ahead and put our layers in here, which I do have most of them cut. And I'm putting a few layers on it just because I don't know. I think I just got extremely excited at the one we're seeing. You know what, guys? I am thinking I may want this instead, like this. Let me see how this looks. Just want to make sure this is 11 inches because I have a few leftovers from 12 inches, and I'm going to score these at 5.5. So what we're doing is, let me see. Okay, so I have these one in here. I'm trying to think if I want this way, or if I want it standing, standing, or if I want it that way. I am thinking I prefer it this way than this way. I don't know why. I think I want it this way. Sorry, guys. So our card base is actually 11 inches by 4.25, score at 5.5. Okay. And if you're new to these videos, Paper Pumpkin Kit is a monthly subscription by Stampin' Up, and they pretty much have everything. No, let me rephrase that. They have everything you will need in your little box to create the projects that they have designed for the month. What I like to do is some alternatives. I try very, very, very hard to not use anything but what's in the box. I usually allow myself to bring white and or black paper, just as an extra. And today I'm using both of them. And I really like how this looks. Now, I have to say two disclaimers, and Kiwi's not here. She would have said something. I am using, and I'm going to bring it so you guys can see it. I am using the dies that are available for this quarter. And so I want to show you here what these look like. So I'm using these die for this one, but the dies for Paper Pumpkin Kit this quarter includes this gorgeous butterfly, includes this amazing thanks, and I really, really like this die, and includes these other die that is wonderful too, just to create certain shapes, put your sentiment, etc. Right? So I am using these. This is a disclaimer. I'm saying I'm going to tell you that these little shape, it fits perfectly. So this is one of the card bases, and it fits perfectly in here. And so you just easily create a window. Do you need the die to cut it? No. Right? You can totally go ahead and cut it on your own without any issues. And we've done it here. But since I have the die, I use the die, and it's just very, very simple. I usually don't get the Paper Pumpkin Kit dies. That big thanks kind of sold me in it because I love the dies. I love big words. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. Nancy is asking, was that also for April? Yes, Nancy. So what's happening is that Stampin' Up is creating dies that will work for 3 Paper Pumpkin Yes, the die. Yeah. So for a quarter. Sometimes I like run over my tongue and I forget what I'm saying. Bottom line, Stampin' Up is creating a set of dies that you will be able to use for a quarter. These that I have here we will be able to use for um let's see, for April, May, and June. Okay? So that's what's happening. So they are available now. They are available only to uh, stamp paper pumpkin kit subscribers. Okay, so I cut these are all, so these two are an eighth smaller, right? And this one is just the size that it brings in, um its own size. So this is just the piece that comes in the kit, and it actually brings three of these. And I'm a little bit freaked out because I've been, I'm going to use a lot of stuff in these cards. But I think I am wishful thinking. I am not going to have to do a whole lot of stuff just because of other videos with this kit, just because I missed last week videos. And so I am hoping that will work. Okay, so let's go ahead and adhere these layers, and we need to adhere the layers before we work in the mechanism. And that's pretty much regular when you're doing any pop-ups, right? Okay. I really like how it looks against the black, but I really think it needed that white paper to create some contrast, guys. I don't know what it was. I feel like something was working in my in my face. That's not cool, guys. Okay, so these. Oh yes, yes. So you bought them for April, but for the April paper pumpkin kit, but then they are for the whole quarter or 3 months. These are very, very useful. I'm really, really liking them. I mean, again, I have a, how you say it? Um, I can't think. I'm thinking in Spanish, but I just love big words, right? And when there's big words, I just feel they're so useful for anything. And so I am really, really excited about those dies. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and adhere these two. And there we go. So this is how the inside of our card, the inside of our card is going to look. And I am going to bring this one. And that's the advantage of these, right? That you can put it like this. You can put it vertical. It doesn't matter. I may have to wait a little bit on the inside because I've not completely defined what I wanted to do for the outside. And so in spite of the fact that I always suggest that you don't do wait, we're going to wait. It's just going to cost a little bit. Maybe we do well. It's fine. So now, here's my other disclaimer. This month, I actually used dies, circle dies. Don't kill me. So this is the reasoning behind it, and I want to really put it out there. I actually tried to like use a few things. I was actually using the same dies, and well, not these, just the regular dies, and trying to cut the circle, but my cut was not very good. And I have told you guys I have. Thank you. Oh, I love Suze. Thank you, Suze. Yes, what she said. So I prefer large sentiments to add to my cards. That's what she said, and that is what it is. So I ended up using circle dice. Okay, and I was thinking of using these, and then I'm like, no, I'm gonna use the white one so I can put this one in here, something like that. And I think that's going to look very beautiful. And I decided to use these because I can center this and leave it there, or put a sentiment in here. You know, you have many options. My second thought, let me bring this out for 1 minute. I have here two pieces, and these measure 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. So my thought process is we're going to have this mechanism here, right? And I want it right there. And then with that same die, I cut a couple of pieces from the envelopes, and I want these right like around there. I'm just showing you because this is the first time I'm thinking about this exactly. And so, like I said, we're working together, guys. So I want this to look there. Maybe, let's see. Let me bring, so these stamp set, and we have not, okay, hopefully there's something happening. Let me moving here. Guys, let me know if something happened. My software is telling me that it is not working correctly. So let me know. Okay, so this is the stamp set for this month's kit. It has a happy birthday, happy Father's Day to you, with love and admiration to the most amazing person. I really like that one, and you're the best there is. So these two are very general, and obviously this one is very Father's Day specific. So I really like this too. My thought process was if I put this one in here, so if I put this just like that, for then I wanted to include maybe this one and a stamp in one of these, like in, like, let's say there. Let's see if this fits. Is it working? Is it not stopped? Just let me know if it stops, because I may not be paying attention. So it needs to go a little bit there. Okay. So bottom line, let's move it all. I'm going to cut a tiny bit of these two pieces, and I'm going to cut them at the same time. Oh, so Anne is watching on Facebook, and she's saying that it's been freezing up. Um, could you guys tell me, please, if it's freezing or not freezing? Okay, so Suze is saying that it's working on the iPad, and you may want to move to YouTube. Maybe it's more stable. I don't know. I'm not seeing any issues here, but just in case. Hey, Amanda. Good morning. I hope you're doing well. So what I'm going to do, I'm bringing this up here. I'm going to, maybe, there you go. I'm going to cut in these corners. I'm going to cut straight in this corner. We're just going to make this a little smaller. Nobody is going to really see it, right? So move a tiny bit closer to the corner. There you go. And that way I make space for what I want to do in my decorations in here. Okay. So let's go back in here. And this is a lot of calculating, guys. So I'm going to put this one there, and I just want to see if that was enough of a cut. And I think it was. I could stamp this and then glue this. Actually, if this goes a little inside, nobody's going to know, right? Okay. Oh, good, Anne. I'm glad you're here, just in case. It seems like there has not been an issue in YouTube, so I'm just hoping we stay that way. So I'm bringing one of my regular blocks, the first paper pumpkin kit you receive will have a block, and this is the block that you will receive with your kit. I just use my regular blocks that I work with every day. This ink pad that comes with the kit is Misty Moonlight. And so I'm going to use my regular pad, my big pad, Misty Moonlight, and I'm going to line here. Guys, you guys know how, it is sometimes a little difficult for me because of, there it is, the glare. And I just can't stamp. But I'm going to bring these one that says with love, admiration to the most amazing person. And I'm going to go up and I'm trying to center these, but I am going to stamp it as much as possible to the left, right? So there we go. Let's hope this works. We are all holding our breath. Maybe not that dramatic, huh? Oh, huh. Nancy's saying that she's heard that Facebook doesn't like um, lives on personal pages. I don't know. I don't know. It's hard for me to monitor Facebook, I have to say, because it just in here I do monitor YouTube because I have one um, one tab open. Okay, and I'm gonna bring this one here. And I think that looks very beautiful. So let's go ahead and add and I have an extra. Nobody's going to see it. But I have an extra. Have an extra piece. I am going to, hey Sonia, welcome. I'm going to, center these as much as possible. I am totally eyeballing these. But once I stamp this, I can't tell very well where this is at, right? And how, if I can push a tiny bit, there we go. So I am going to leave this one right there. And then I'm going to bring this other one. We're going to do the same. I'm going to bring this right there. And I'm opening. I'm going to bring this beautiful, I really like these. That's going to be tight, but I really, really like these trees that came with the kit. I think they are spectacular. I wish I kind of see why the Misty Moonlight is a good contrasting color. That I wish it were, I don't know, more like the crumb cake or the early espresso. I don't know, more brownish color. Oh, I'm glad. So Anne is saying that Facebook is working much better. So I'm going to bring this one in just like I did before, guys. I'm using my grit paper to align. I'm going up. And I'm going to put these all the way to the edge in here. And I'm actually going to lower it down a tiny bit, almost to the lower edge. Okay. Let me remove that out of the way, and we're going to bring this one. And I don't know if you guys noticed, I left a little bit towards the edge, like you can barely see it, but that is, so these two are mostly the same, at the same level. So see, like, they don't have to be perfect, guys, of course not, but you know what I'm talking about. I just want them to be more or less at the same spot. Okay, and so there we go. See, it's just a tiny bit on this one, but it looks, I am thinking that from far away it's going to look okay. So that is what's going to be right there. And the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut one of these pieces. These pieces also come in the kit. And I am just going to put this one in there, just like to end, like kind of create that finishing touch. And that's how this is going to look. Okay. So because it's going to be a little bit easier in this case, and I'm turning these this way, I am going to glue these to here like that. So I can put them as aligned with each other as possible. Nancy's saying that she used crumb cake to decorate the envelopes. Yes, I would have used crumb cake. So I'm going to put my glue on the front, and I'm going to align this. And you guys know what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring them right there. And I'm centering these as best as I can, guys. It's never a perfect thing, right? And now I can put these together like that, and I can tell where I need to put this other friend, right? And again, as best as possible. It does not have to be perfect, but I think I got it, guys. Okay, yeah. Good enough. Now I'm going to bring again, just going to hold these there with, so I don't lose that spot, more or less the center. And now we're going to bring this in here the other way. And that way we know that it fits. This one I needed to move. It looks like this one was a little bigger. So I am actually going to remove this real quick and put these inside a little longer. I mean, further inside, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Just making sure how this goes. Ta-da! Aligning, making sure this is not going to be off, and it's still a tiny bit off. And I put it quite a bit away. So bottom line, you have to put it further away than you think. So it fits in there. Let me see. Okay. Here we go. Okay. I think we managed. Oh, thank you, Anne. Anne is saying she was not crazy about these, but the kid. Yes, so Nancy's saying that she just saved the envelopes for other projects. And that she likes the Misty Moonlight. Anne is saying that she likes the Misty Moonlight. So don't forget that, and I am glad Stampin' Up! Is doing that. And it is that they are creating kits that are really matching with a suite, right? Remember, so I really like for this one, in this case, it matches with that DSP from Country Woods, that's the name. And for example, that is a beautiful DSP. This is gorgeous, and now you have like these awesome thing to play with. When you're done, then you can add this just to your regular paper, and boom, there you go, right? Like that's it. You just have extra pieces of paper for it. So I am going to bring this one here, making sure. What I'm making sure, guys, is that, let me see. Yeah, you can see that this is definitely not above my boundary there, and that this is as, as center within these two edges mainly. So that is my main concern here. Once I have that, I'm going to remove this for a minute. I'm going to come back in here, guys, and put a little bit of glue in some of these leaves, just so it stays glued. And it's going to make a mess because I put too much glue. Guess I need to use my thin one, and it's right there. I know what I'm using this one for. And now that I have this one as a guide, I can come back with this, and I can see to center these. And again, my main concern is these needs to be as centered as possible. And since I have my camera, you may be seeing, watching me looking at the camera, and it's because in the camera there I can see, or sort of see, if these are more or less, or are going to be more or less on the same, aligned with each other, which is a good idea, right? And Judy is saying that the Country Woods is not available. And I know, guys, it's been a thing. I was not, it's so funny. Has that happened to you? Like, don't get me wrong, I love that paper. It was like, I saw that suite, and that's the one I'm getting, right? For sure, that's the one I'm getting. But it surprised me. I did not think that people were going to like it that much. I don't know. Okay, so this is how our card is going to look. And now we bring our piece in here, our little mechanism. So our mechanism is going to need glue in these sides, and I am going to put again some extra, some tear and tape. You guys, there's one of my hairs. When you guys know how much I love my tear and tape, right? To me, is the safest thing you can use for these kind of projects. This is not going to have like, shush, some crazy movement. So I hope 2 pieces is going to be enough. And that's my dog. 1 second. Juno. Juno. Stay. Juno. No. She's like, but I'm protecting you, and the other dogs are barking. Okay. Let her out. No. Go outside. Go outside. And she can go and bark her life away outside. Not in here. Okay. So now we put them on what I'm going to call the back. And we have to align these middles. That's like mayhem out there. These little, we're going to align that middle, that center with the middle line in here. Okay. And I just realized I didn't do a very good job placing this one. So that happens, guys. So as best as possible, we're going to align one score line with the other score line. Okay. And I'm not pushing. I'm just making sure it works. It seems like it works. So now I'm going to push. Okay. And it's closing. So I'm happy. And that's not staying, but I'm happy. It is closing. I'm going to bring my bone folder, guys, to give it a good push. So Judy's saying that maybe it's because of the paper pumpkin kit alternatives. And yes, and then maybe yes. So there is, I think that it happens often. So I'm just like really pushing, making sure it's working well, right? Seems like it is. But there it is. So that is where our thing is going. Making sure it all kind of works fine. Yeah, I agree. I just think, to be fully honest with you guys, I just think that, oh, I just had an idea. Sorry, guys. I just think that the truth is, like, they make their stuff and they hope people get them. And sometimes there's a lot of people that get set. So I'm going to turn these into a Misty Moonlight piece. And so I'm just going to bring a brush, one blending brush with Misty Moonlight. And I am just going to go ahead and blend these real quick. So we just it's just like a little bit of a different tone that it's going to, I think, and I hope, it's going to look really cute against, see how cute it looks against the beige crumb cakes. Okay, let me put this out of the way. And this one too. You guys know that I always save my grid paper. So this is just going to bring a little bit of extra blue in here, and I like that. So when somebody opens this is what they're going to see. And I'm actually thinking they might need just that one, but I'm going to use the black one because it's a little harder, sturdier. And so I believe that that's probably going to be there. So what we're going to do now, guys, and again, let's hope this all works the way I think it should work. So we're going to like cross fingers in here together. I'm bringing this beautiful piece that belongs to the kit. And we're going to put that one there. And glue and glue and glue. And again, if you don't have circle dies, you don't need them. I just am not a really good fussy cutter in general. But when it comes to fussy cutting circles, I really can't handle them. Let's be very honest, guys. So what we're going to need to do now, I'm bringing my trimmer. We're going to center these. So this is like, let's see, it seems like it's 3.5 inch circle, give or take. So 3.5, that means like 1/7/8 more or less. So somewhere along those lines is the middle of this circle, right? And we are going to score. I don't think it needs to be perfectly in the middle. I hope. And I'm gonna score these. And I'm gonna give it a good score, right? Because there's a few pieces in there, and I'm gonna turn it around and give it another score. Because this, in the end, will need to be able to fold with the whole card. Oh, so yes, Judy is saying that there's being some issues with low inventory, and I agree. I think that I want to say, in their defense, like I figure it's got to be really rough to have, um, a lot of inventory left over, right? So I think, like, I guess they just make a best bet and hope for the best. But yeah, I agree with you, Judy. There's been issues with that, and this is how this is going to end up looking. So we're going to have these two pieces out here. This one is there, and this one looks a lot. It's so funny. Two pieces are the same. I guess this one is a little bit lower or a bit inside, but nothing I can do now. So my thought process is we're going to go ahead and, because it's very hard to see the middle, right? So I'm going to put glue on one side and I'm going to put the glue on the circle. And I'm actually going to fold this, right? Like that. We just score it. I'm going to fold that. And I'm going to put that score line in the middle of my circle, right there. Making sure, I'm moving this a tiny bit. I'm making sure it is center with the top and the bottom here. And now, there you go. And now I can add the glue to the other side. But that way I am, and it moved. I'm mostly sure that this is very well centered in that circle, which is very hard to see once you put it together, right? Like once you put the circle and put the stuff on top, you just can't see it. Okay, so we are going to, hey, Kiwi, how are you? I'm going to hold this. And it closes. That is so good. So I'm just going to hold this now so it gets stuck. It gets really glued. And here goes. I'm waiting. So hopefully that is well stuck, and it did fold. Guys, I can't believe we made it. We made it. Obviously, yeah, and I'm gonna say this, and we'll keep talking about paper here, and I'm sorry guys, I know I get distracted with that, but I'm gonna say this. They just don't know how it's going to sell. And there's one thing, it's got to be. I'm not a business person, but I'm pretty sure they need to like figure out not to have a lot of leftover inventory. So, okay. So here is our card. Now I'm gonna say this. It probably would have been easier to create a belly band for this card, right? So a belly band in here and just a piece. I am not going to do that. Let me see. I have some leftover trim from other paper pumpkin kits. And so you can probably I would do like, yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a kind of like create like a little thing here to tie instead of ribbon, but so you're able to tie it up. But that is what I'm going to do, guys. So I think, and I'm going to do 2. You guys know I like it to be a little thicker the most of the time. So I'm going to do 2. You know which one will look amazing with this? I think it's retire now. So 2 things, if you have them, this one will look amazing. This is the faux leather trim, and also the one from the coffee latte. This would match very, very beautifully. Look at that. Like that look amazing together. So those are 2 options, just because I want to stick as much as possible to my regular stuff. If you have, also if you have this one will do well too. And this is the twill ribbon. This is a twill ribbon and Sahara sand. So anyways, you have options and ribbons that we have. And so there you go. I'm just going to use this because this is what, this belongs to a previous paper pumpkin kit. And so I'm going to use it. And I'm going to create one here, put one there, and one on the other side. Yes, so Anne is saying, is there thundering? And I'm in a lot in here. We're having quite a bit of it. So I keep hoping that my stream doesn't die on me. Okay, and I'm going to bring these 2, and I'm just going to glue this in here. And then we have a couple of these out there. I'm going to bring my silicone craft sheet, and because I have these there, there's going to be a guide, and we're going to bring the other piece, the other side. And so we're able to tie it. If you want to create a belly band, that looks pretty cool too, because I had already cut the stuff. I want to keep it as my initial idea, which I should have foreseen that I was going to put too many layers, right? And of course, now this means that I need to put something here, and I'm probably going to bring one of something, because I could have done it inside. I just didn't think of it ahead of time. So let me bring a piece of white. I'm going to bring a piece of white initially, and then I'll decide if I want to add more layers. And you know what? No, I don't want white. Okay. Sorry, guys. Okay, there we go. So I bring the white. I'm going to bring the white. And I'm going to bring another piece of the... And I think I'm just going to bring... So I have already sort of cut a... not sort of cut a envelope. It'll be amazing if I find it. But I can't find it now, because why would I find it? That would be so cool. So I'm going to open another envelope. So I'm just going to bring my envelope here, guys. And this is going to be the other side. So I'm going to put that on the side there for a minute. And we've cut envelopes plenty times together. What we're going to do is line there at that 1/16 of an inch. Right there. We're cutting, where the envelope closes. And we're going to cut in here in the middle. Not in the middle. We're going to take the flap of the envelope and the other part of the envelope, because we're not going to use any of that, right? And I am going to make these now. This needs to measure 5 inches by 4 and by... did I cut it at 5? 5 1/4, guys. Sorry, by 4. And of course, I'm aligning here where the, that fold was, that score line was there, so we don't see it. And now we have a beautiful part of the back that nobody needs to know that was not planned. Okay. So we're just gonna put this in the back to cover my, not calculation that it was going to be too thick. And I'm going to open these. This should be able to open, guys, all the way, which is pretty impressive. Yes, this is the back. But it should be able to open up all the way. Okay, so there you go. See, because it goes that way, it will go that way. It will lock in this middle, but that's, And then we're going to get the open all the other way too, making sure the top is the top, because we all know how that happens. Okay, so I'm going to bring the part at the front, and my thought process with that one is I was thinking we can put one here. There's another one. I thought I had cut it. Things disappear here so often. It's a little bit unnerving. So one of these two, I'm not sure how, we're going to stamp some of the trees in here. And then, so the trees in here, these like that. And then we're going to bring that beautiful Happy Father's Day. And let me see. And we're going to stamp that in. My block is Rebellious. And one of the pieces that come here in the kit. So hopefully Marie is able to stamp that. And okay, going back, I'm going to stamp there, making sure that's going to stamp okay. And going back up, moving up here, and hopefully these will be okay. You'll probably see my big head, guys, but it's definitely hard. Okay, fingers crossed, fingers crossed, fingers crossed, and that's decent enough. I'm not going to win any, what's it called? Any, I think in Spanish, competition. So I want to stamp the trees here, but I just need to really figure out where I'm going to stamp them. And yes, I am going to use my pencil here to make a little mark. So I have a guide of where I need to stamp those. And, okay. So I'm bringing my trees back, right? And I'm going to put them right there. So I'm using that little mark I made, and I'm going to stamp. I'm in a line there with my grid paper and stamp. It's really not going to be too visible, right? But I think that it's going to work. So cross our fingers. So this is going to go here. There you go. So this is what I'm going to do, guys. I'm going to cut them in half, just like we did before. It just makes it a little bit easier when you want to play with this. I'm bringing my Happy Father's Day, right? So now we can kind of build this up. So I was thinking, of course, we can have some going from our Happy Father's Day, right? Right there. Something like that. And then I'm going to bring one of the other ones in this color. So there's some contrast. And this is going to go like this. And I may not need this one. Maybe there. We'll see. Okay. So I'm going to glue this. I was just thinking if I wanted to like add dimensionals to this and make it look more like an extra window, more like a window, I guess. Yes, so Ian is saying that this may take extra postage, and that is totally probably true. I would say, and if you're wanting to do this one and make it less thick, it's going to be thick no matter what because you have these and these mechanism inside. I would totally say instead of making three, so see that I have several layers, I would make just one layer, right? So just obviously not white, and you can use any other color of cardstock. So maybe use just one layer, and then in here one layer too, right? So it's way less postage without that, but it's going to be still a little bit thick because it has these um, squares in there. I'm just thinking, like, I know I say this every time. I think I'm going to stick with this only, guys. I'm just thinking that the truth is, most of the time I have these like Father Days and stuff like that. Like I give them in person. And so my thought process is it's not going to be a big deal if I sorry guys, I'm just trying to decide if they're thick, but yeah, but I would just take layers off and I'll probably solve part of the problem. Okay, so I'm going to bring this up here and I'm going to center actually here with this because initially I was thinking like a little bit off, but I think there is good enough. I'm going to remove these a tiny bit and guess what, guys? Move it a tiny bit up. Yes, and Kiwi is saying it's a fourth of an inch thick. It's two things, right? Moving this a little bit higher up there so I can put this centered and it's not off the card. The first one is how thick it is, and the second is if you can bend it, right? So I've been known to kind of convince my post office, like the post people, right? Hey, it bends. It's just the card. And they look at me all the time like you're just playing the oldest trick on the book, right? Like, no, it's not going to bend, girl. But I sometimes am able to convince them that it is going to bend, and sometimes they actually allow it. So I sometimes I'm even cruel and I say, hey, it's fine. It's a card. If it gets a little messed up, it gets a little messed up on the way, right? I don't mind that much. So I'm well known to do that. These poor people. Because if not, they're like, it has to go like a package and something else and something else. And I'm like, let's not. Can we just like take it a couple notches down? Anyways, so yeah, that's how it works. Oh, thank you, Anne. I'm so glad that you guys like it. So I'm just going to put this one a little lower, a little lower. I can see this piece in here. And there we go. A little lower there. I think there is good enough. And now we're going to remember this opens flat. So we can do this flat, flat. I'm going to bring this in here. Wait. Yeah, I just need to make sure that it's on the right side, guys. And there you go. And now we have this little thingy here and we can tie it up, right? So it will look tied up there. Oh, thank you. You guys are so kind. I appreciate it. And now I actually really like. Oh my gosh, really, Kiwi? Kiwi's saying that it's going up. Oh, so the people from the post office, they're so used to me that they're like, stamps are going up. You have to buy more stamps now. Or they always keep me updated of prices. So yeah, so there it is. If you have a, this will work really well. It's very simple on the outside, but then again, it's for guys, so I don't try to make them super floundery. Opening these is going to be a little bit of a, oh, there it goes. It was not that bad. And then you open it and you have your little pop-up thing. So we did very well, guys. We did well. I'm very excited about it, in spite of me trying to figure it out with you guys. So I'm very excited. Oh, thank you, Kat. Welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Um, I am so glad you're here, Kat. Thank you, Adrian. Thank you. Okay, so yes, I know it's getting there. Again, if you want to do this cheaper, um just remove layers, right? That will help. I don't think it's going to. So the part of the problem is that the and I was thinking it will look okay if it stands. It stands. That's cool. That the mechanism ends up making it thick. Um, and so, see, there's the mechanism. Still, like, not completely. So I think that that's partially what's going to make a problem for the 14 cent. I mean, for the regular postage. But all in all, I would say if you take, I mean, this one has 3 layers, right? So if you take one, I mean, if you keep just one layer, that probably help a lot. And same in here, right? I put 3 layers. I could just, if you put just one big circle with decorations, that could also be an option. So, anyways, um, and so there you go, guys. I am glad you like it. Thank you, Anna. Oh, thank you, Miss Judy and Elizabeth. Thank you, Kat. I am so glad that you guys like it. Oh, thank you, Deborah. I am glad you guys like it. I'm very excited because, again, this is probably one of the ones I'm going to give in my um, for Father's Day. So I'm working out those. My husband has. Let's try it. So Anne is asking if this one will fit in the envelope. Technically speaking, it should. Um, yeah. Um, my thought process is it's thick. Hi, Dell. Welcome. Oh, good morning, Miss Dell. So again, technically speaking, it should fit. Oh, it fits. Look at that. I'm just removing these so it's not in the way. But it fits, guys. Just be careful with those because those are floating. But it does fit. It's a good start, right? Ta-da! It's thicker, obviously, but yeah. There you go. And I'm going to say this. If you want to put some extra decorations there, um, I would totally use, well, partially because I need to use them. I would totally use some of these. Or, you know which ones? The ones from the latte. Ooh, these in pecan pie may look good too. Yes, so Anne is saying that maybe to make it thinner, you can just take out the mechanism and add the circle. And I agree with you, Anne. Just like that, it will look beautiful. So I totally agree with you. You can totally take the mechanism and put this in here, and then you'll just have these, right, all these removed. So that's a good option. But there you go. Yes, thank you, Kat. Kat is saying thick but worth it. I I know. It's just one of those things, guys. And for example, right? Like I put extra thickness in here because I added this layer out of not thinking ahead of time that I wanted to put something to attach in here. So if I would have done this, if I would have just add this here on this on the inside of the layer, then I wouldn't have had to include these two layers. So again, just layer layer it off, and then it'll work. Thank you. I hope so. Anne is saying somebody will really be thrilled to receive the card. Kiwi is saying just throw everything on it. Yeah, I know. I'm that person. Hey, I really like it. I really like when I don't add them in here, but like these are the new ones. This one will look amazing too. Look, these are the adhesive back texture dots. Guys, look at these. These will look so beautiful in here. So, anyways, just options. I'm not going to put anything, but if you want, then you can do it. And again, here we have that one, those that are Misty Moonlight. I think that's boho blue, but nobody will tell, right? So, okay, guys. Yes, I think I like that, right? It's a nice surprise. I mean, I really like, and nothing new, guys. I really, really like pop-up cards. We all know that. Or interactive cards and yeah, I just like that way. But I agree with and you can totally take this off and put it these, and that will work just fine. Anyways, there we go, guys. That's it. I like that you can make it stand. And so from like if you make it stand it looks just as good and it'll just be a nice little gift. Yes, Kat. I sorry. Kat, I go live every Friday for Paper Pumpkin Kits alternatives. That is my Friday night. I love 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 my paper pumpkin kits, and I love thinking alternatives because they are so easy to make because everything is given to you pretty much, right? So thank you. Yes, I was just laughing because Kit is saying, "Go for it, go rogue," and I just can't help it. I just love it. Um, and then Nancy say, "Oh yes, Nancy, I'll see you at on Sunday. I'm so excited, guys. We'll see. I'll see you Sunday for the coloring class." Oh, that's a possibility. Yeah, that's true. Yes, and it's saying that it's similar to like colder weathers. You put out one layer and one layer and one layer, and that happens often. So I know that. Oh, I know. Dell is in Facebook, and she's saying she wish they can get the paper pumpkin kit in Australia. I know. Me too. I know that they're not. I don't know why, but they just not sold in Australia, and I don't know if they're sold in Europe at all. Like I have not um, investigated much about it, but I know they're not sold there because I have a friend in Facebook that she's told me she was like, I like your alternative, but they don't sell them here. So yeah. Okay, ladies. So I am so glad that you guys are here. Thank you. Thank you so much, as always, for being, whoops, that was loud, for being so supportive and spend your Friday evening with me. Um, Again, I have no words to thank you. For those of you that are here from the Coloring Corner, we'll be seeing you on Sunday, and hopefully we have a lot of fun on Sunday. And And if not, I will see you next Tuesday for the regular card making video. So, uh, and Kiwi say they don't do layers in Texas, and I'm like, yes, I doubt that. Okay, guys. Well, thank you so much, and you guys are rock stars, and many, many, many blessings to you all. I always keep you talking to um, the hands. There I go. I don't know why. It's like I could come back. But yeah, please, please, if you like the video, please like and subscribe. And very important, please, please share. That helps a lot here in Facebook, in YouTube. So I would appreciate that. And I'm just going to say again, guys, thank you so much. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your Friday. And I hope your weekend goes amazing. And to those that I'm seeing on Sunday,